your uh, what is it you're looking from this batch? Why you wanted to switch your career from mechanical engineering to cybersecurity?
Because I recently moved here and I have not find like my job, so that's why I think it's great future in this cybersecurity. That's why I choose this.
Okay. Do you have any technical background? Do you know something about the computers, information security, technology?
No, no, no.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thanks, Rahul Patel.
Yeah.
Welcome. Come on board. We can start with RK.
Hi, I'm RK, and I was in information security, moving into cybersecurity. So I want to focus on cybersecurity. I really want to understand the technical aspects of cyber and hoping to create a home lab and get some hands-on knowledge and eventually obtain a certificate like cyber certification in ethical hacking or whatever best is going to be in alignment to the uh, to whatever you're going to be teaching, AJ.
Okay. Thanks for that introduction. Welcome. Next, SG. May I ask you guys to if you can mention your full name so that it would be easy for us to track.
Yeah, sure. My name is Sunil George, and I graduated in cybersecurity in 2019. But currently, I'm working in DevOps engineer. Uh, but my basic passion is to be a cybersecurity get some job in cybersecurity like security analyst or uh, malware analysis or application security analyst or something like that. But I'm looking for some training uh, is, uh, to specifically in some tools. So that's the main reason I'm joining this program. Also, I believe my skill sets will help to get a uh, good position in cybersecurity field.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks. Welcome. Um, Varun.
Hi, my name is Varun. So I have over more than 6 years of experience in technical support and application support. But I would like to get into cybersecurity, because I think future is a lot of opportunities in this area. I do have a CompTIA Security Plus certification with me as well. So yeah, I'm just trying to switch my profile from support to cybersecurity. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome on board. Sonal.
Yeah, this is Sonal Renguntwar, and I'm experienced IT engineer with expertise in cloud infrastructure design and deployment. And I think this cyber security field is challenging, and it's really it's growing. It has got a growing demand, and so I'm thinking that I will make career in cybersecurity. That's why I joined this course. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. Welcome on board. Akram.
Hey, hi. My name is Muhammad Akram Khatib, and I have been working almost 7+ years in data protection, backup and recovery, data encryption, and ransomware. So, so yeah, just because of the background, and then did some research on cybersecurity. Pretty good career in this, and yeah, wanted to looking forward to move forward with this.
Thank you. Thanks. Welcome on board.
Thank you.
Uma.
Hi, this is Salma. First one, I have no IT background. Before I did is in management, but when I came USA, this time I had is so much demandable in IT in here. That's why I want to change my career. That's why I'm joining this the cybersecurity. And I saw all are so much experience. So please help me for the one.
Yeah, sure. Will be always available for you guys to have an understanding, discussion, anything that you want to clear out, even after the session as well. So we are reachable. That's not a problem. Thank you. Thanks for your question. Welcome. Andy.
Yes, my name is Andy Okorobwe. Here in the United States. I have a civil engineering background, but right now I'm doing healthcare IT, IT support, for providers. So I'm particularly interested in cybersecurity. I've attempted to study with you a long time ago, but I had a double tragedy within my family that I left. I came back after 3 months. So you had gone far, so I couldn't join. So that's why I'm rejoining.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks. Welcome on board. BG.
Hi, I'm Bhavani. I was working as a business analyst. My project got over, so I'm trying to take up this as my next career path. Because I think I'm interested in cybersecurity. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. Welcome on board. Welcome everyone. So before we start with cybersecurity, can anyone want to give it a try? That what do you understand by the word cybersecurity and the domain cybersecurity? This is a quite trending word nowadays. So what is your understanding of cybersecurity?
Security, we all know. Cybersecurity is more on the digital front and like how to protect your computer, your data, your online web traffic on different devices and setups. May that be personal, enterprise, or web traffic, or when you're using public-private internets, and depending on applications and systems, is how I understand. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Anyone else want to try? Guys, please give it. Let's have this session as an interactive session. Maybe you are here to learn something from us, but we will also learn something from you since you all are from the different backgrounds. So while explaining any particular topic or any concept or any doubt that you can have, you can try to relate with that with your previous experience as well. So I would request that whenever we ask anything, just volunteer yourself and try to give it a try. Anyone, I mean, Dhaval, Sonal, Akram, since you all are guys from the technical background, so you can give it a try.
Yeah, cybersecurity is basically like protecting all your computer systems, phones, network, the data from cyber attacks and uh, maintaining all the securities which are possible.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Anyone else?
Yeah, let me try, Andy. Yes, to me, cybersecurity is a way of protecting personal information, data, network, servers, and also, to make sure your systems have confidentiality, integrity, and availability.
Yes, perfect, good. Okay. Before I answer that, let's have another question: that what is the difference between cybersecurity and information security?
Information security is much more wider. and broader, and cyber is a part of information security?
Can you explain that?
No, I think information security is part of cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is broader. Information security is part of cybersecurity.
And I'm actually saying the flip way.
Okay.
I'm saying information security is broader
Yeah.
and cyber is a part of it.
Mm.
And there are several other aspects involved in information security. So cyber is just one aspect. There is operational security, which is security. SOC is what you call it, is a part of information security. There's information security governance. There's insider risk and behavioral analysis. So many other things are a part of information security. And cyber is a part of it.
I think it's a vice versa. It's the other way around. It's like cybersecurity is the bigger domain, and it consists of information security. Because all these things you just mentioned, okay, these are covered in cybersecurity. Okay, that's according to best of my knowledge.
Yeah, yes, it is correct that information security, also cybersecurity is a part of information security. But RK, can you give an example for that to the audience?
So say that one more time. I'm so sorry. AJ, you want me to give you an
AJ,
example?
which is correct? So can somebody conclude which is correct? What is part of which one?
Yeah. So RK, if you can explain your thought with an example, how cybersecurity is a part of information security. Can you give an example for that?
Okay, so cyber is just to protect when it comes to the data itself, but when it comes to information security, give me 1 second, Ajay. एक second hold करो. No, I cannot think of practical example, AJ. How to put it in an example? It's just
You can add to it. So information security can be data encryption, securing the data itself.
yeah. So it's encryption is a part of the protection, and information security could be linked to vendor management also, because you're actually assessing vendors' risk, right? So third party assessment and risk is a part of it. Somebody was talking about backup and data protection. That is a part of information security. Cyber is very specific to the assets, the networking, what kind of threats the assets are, the actors which are going to be attacking, and what those actors are, and what kind of vulnerabilities are sitting on those assets. So it is fairly focused when it comes to cyber aspects of it. AJ, if you can help me expand. I'm sorry, I'm not able to do justice to the explanation here.
And I think the web-based, everything which is related web-based, comes under cybersecurity.
Well, yeah, you can. There is definitely an external component to it. So if you are, it's not only external, it's internal also. So you know how there are different levels of penetration testings and threat modeling activities which are performed within a company. Threat model is more of an information security aspect, versus pen tests are more of a cybersecurity.
Okay.
I'll help AJ expand.
Yeah, sure. Does everyone agrees with that, or anyone else have to add anything to that?
So AJ, are you saying network security is part of cybersecurity and cybersecurity is part of information security? Is that correct?
See, information security can be anything. Information in digital form, information in physical form. information and anything. So cybersecurity only, I mean, cyber part of it only focus the digitized version of it. As RK has explained that cybersecurity is part of information security. Information you want to, or you have to secure the information which is also available in physical form, in Xerox, or in photocopies, or in a physical format, wherever it is available. But right, okay, just give me a minute. Yeah. So, but when it comes to cybersecurity, there are a lot of other aspects, since the information is in digitized form and it can go wrong, or it can be compromised in n number of ways. So this is the main difference between information security, which can be digital, which can be physical. Even your human resource can be part of information security. So information cyber is part of it. And sir, if you also want to add into it, uh, please add something if I make any point.
See, what is the information security? Whenever I start up any company, so whatever the data, whether it is related to any department which I wanted to secure, whatever the governance, what is the procedure I am implementing, that is called the information security. And as soon as my data is connected to the internet, it's become a cyber security. So this is a very simple way of example. Understand?
Yeah.
When I say information security, your data is not connected to the internet. It is an enterprise data, whether it is related to human, HR related, admin related, finance related, all the data you wanted to protect. It is called the information security, which is we are following so many procedure and process policies. As soon as your data connect to the internet, then it's become a cyber security. So this is a major difference you can see in the information security and the cyber security.
Basic and simple difference between the information cybersecurity. The moment the data or the information is digitized, or it is in some format of on computers, internet, anything, cybersecurity comes into aspect. But the moment if the data or the information is available as in photocopies, or in handheld devices, something like that, so that is something which can be considered as an information security. So for that, there are a lot of other security bills, or regulatories, or government norms that where data privacy comes into picture. So data privacy will also cover the physical form of it. Data privacy will also cover the digitized form of it. Understood? I mean, is the confusion clear? Can we start with the topic now?
Thank you, AJ. Sure, thank you.
Okay, thanks. I'll share my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
No, sir. It is only.
I can only see a red line.
Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So, into the cybersecurity batch. Yeah, someone said about while we were discussing about the difference between cybersecurity and information security, someone said about spoke about the CIA tribe. So the security, or the cybersecurity basically depends upon these three components, or it is normally called as CIA, right? Confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Whatever information we are trying to secure, whatever information, whatever governance mechanism we are trying to build as a cybersecurity expert or an analyst, that would be revolving around the information that we are trying to protect, and with three basic properties. It should be confidential enough, that it should be accessed only to the persons who should have an access to that information. The integrity of the data should be maintained. It should be intact, since the data is getting transferred from multiple devices, or it exchange multiple hands while storing it or while processing it. The integrity of the data should be intact, and availability. The information should be available as and when someone requests it. Again, the authorized person. So this is how the CIA threat revolves around that information. So this is a brief summary or profile about myself. I have certifications of CISA, ISO 27001. I have done my CHFI, CEH, and CCN security. I have around 12 years of experience across the industry, basically into BFSI sector. I worked with organizations like Capgemini, HCL, Wipro, Cognizant, and SDFC Bank, one of the leading private sector bank in India, and other financial institute. And I have been giving into the training from since last 3 to 4 years. This is our another next professor, Mr. Indresh. He's having around 15 years of experience. Again, industries like telecom, BFSI, BPO, cloud security, and even the data center part. He has also worked with ISPs like Vodafone, Capgemini, Geo, and since even he's into giving this training since last 3 years. If we talk about the certifications, he also has ISO 27001, Azure Security, CEH, and CCNA. And this is our schedule for the for this batch, where the first batch would cover the introduction, network security, SOC. It's 8 weeks of training, where would be covering all the aspects of cybersecurity, from network security to information security, endpoint security, then your web security, user access management, identity management, compliance and regulations, risk management, how to do a VAPT, how to read the reports. Then definitely we'll also be doing some practicals when it comes to those topics. And then there would be some assignments given, and have a Q&A session after that. So cybersecurity, as we have already discussed, what is cybersecurity, what is the difference between cybersecurity and information security. Information or data that can be easily compromised, and it reveals some of the other information about an individual, or about the organization business model, or the business strategy, which can be used against it. That so we're trying to, so cybersecurity will be trying to protect that. If we talk about the definitions, so it involves like computer systems, networks, digital information from threat attack. It encompasses wide range of practices, technologies, and process designed to ensure the CIA of the digital assets. Now, what is CIA? As we have discussed, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So confidentiality focuses on the restricting of the access. Integrity involves the maintaining the accuracy of the data, and availability like accessibility. Then there is encryption is also another component of the cybersecurity. Encryption as in data which is stored. It should be encrypted enough that it shouldn't be compromised, or it should not be easily visible to the threat attacks, and even to the person who's owning that data, or who's maintaining that data. So it shouldn't be accessible to him as visible to him or her in easier way as well. So that definitely there should be encryption while at storage, and encryption while at when the data is in transit. In both the ways, then encryption should be followed. Then there is cryptography. Okay, can anyone tell me that what is the difference between encryption and cryptography?
Encryption could be data at rest, and cryptography is data in transmission mission, like TLS version 1.2 plus.
Anyone else? Okay. Cryptography is you can say a mechanism or an approach that that should be followed when it comes to securing of the data, whereas encryption is the formula that how you will be encrypted, that how the confidentiality of the data would be maintained by encrypting it. There's a thin line difference, but I hope that is that clear, or you want me to explain it more? Because these questions might come when you go for an interview or when understanding the aspect. Because these are like these these words sound similar, the definitions also sound similar, but then we have to clearly highlight the difference between them. So cryptography is that what you should follow when it comes to the security or the ensuring the security of the data. Encryption is how you achieve it by encrypting the data, by locking the data that it should be restricted access. Is that clear, or should we want?
No, sir. Actually, encryption and cryptography little bit confusing still.
The data encryption is done in the way the methodology is used that is codes and ciphers. Ciphers are used to encrypt the data, correct? So that is what data encryption methodology is. So a little confused about the cryptography.
Yeah. So what you are saying is the technical aspect of it, but if you say as in the definition, what is the difference between the definition of the two? So as you see, the cryptography is a science of creating a secure communication. So cryptography is a mechanism when your information or target information would be secured. But okay, cryptography is the umbrella. Under that, there is an encryption. Like we have discussed that what is the difference between cybersecurity and information security. So cryptography can be anything. Even while you are communicating to someone, or when the during the in the battlefield, when the information being exchanged between two countries, so what they follow is the a cryptographic message that they transfer to one another. The spies would they transfer the information to their main office, that is in the cryptographic format. Encryption is what they use to achieve the cryptographic.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yeah.
Thank you. Then we will talk about the cyber threats or the cyber attacks. So there are various types of cyber threats and attacks, which is malware, phishing, social engineering, DDoS, insider threat, and APTs. Virus, malware, ransomware, Trojan horse. These are all type of your virus itself. And what is virus? A one-line definition. Can anyone try? What is virus?
Could be a bad file, or
It could be a malicious software.
What is software?
A program or an application.
Some executable file.
Executable, yeah.
Not exactly executable, but yeah, executable can also be part of it. Yes, a virus is a software or an application or a set of codes. So even in your computer or in your system, you're having, let's say you're having Notepad, right? You're having calculator. So even that is an application, even that is in software. But that software is built to enhance your productivity, or basically that is built to work in a positive manner, which will anyways which will won't harm to your won't harm to your computer. So in similar fashion, there is a set of codes which is again an application itself, but the intention of building that application or that software is into to harm your computer, to pose some negative impact or negative effect to your endpoints. So hence it is called virus. And since it is coming from an unknown source, or an unknown unintentional file, or like any when you fall sick. So normally the doctors say that yeah, it's a viral fever or a viral cold and cough. So virus is that any unintentional, unintended, or uninvited body enters into your body. Hence, it is called as virus as an unknown. So similarly, in the digital world, in the computer, an application or a system or a software which you are unaware of it, that it is coming from which source, you are it enters into your system without you knowing it, and it is called as virus. So malware, ransomware, Trojan horse, these are all various types of virus. uh, Ransomware and malware are one and the same thing. Malware is basically it keeps on multiplying and among with the computers connected over the internet. But ransomware is one step over it. So malware just impacts your computer, but still you're able to access your information. You won't be able to perform your task as you used to do earlier, but you will be able to access. Ransomware, it completely encrypts your system, encrypts your data. And to decrypt it, the attackers or the threat actors ask for some ransom. Hence, it is called ransomware. Similarly, you have virus, worms, and other areas. Now, talking about phishing. So, phishing is a deceptive email or message aimed at tricking users. So let's say you are accessing Amazon.com, or since you are, it's Amazon.com. But the spelling of Amazon goes as AMZON. But while you enter or you do a Google search, and the the very first link that appears is Amazon.com itself, and you simply click on it. But the spelling of that Amazon would be AMZZON or AMZOON. So just a minor word difference. So you will assume the appearance of the page, the appearance of the URL will be as similar as the original Amazon.com website, but it would be a slighter difference in the nomenclature, or in the back end, the IP address or the DNS would be different. So that is something which is called a phishing. Or let's say if you are receiving an email or an attachment from your which appears to be from a known source, but in reality it is not. Even that is the type of phishing. So it tricks you to share to give the information or share the information, which can be again used against you. Social engineering is having a manipulative conversation with the individuals to get the information. Let's say if I want to build a profile of Akram, uh, which I'll be using against him. So what I'll do is I'll try to gather information as in his personal identification number, his date of birth, his residential address, what are his likes, dislikes, where he wants to go, where he likes to go for lunch, where he likes to go for on dinner, where he likes to go on weekends. All these, where is he working, how many are his family members, who are the family members, what are his likes, dislikes. So all this information I'll have to gather to build a profile of Akram, which I can use against him. most of the information I can easily get over the internet by doing some research from here and there. With the information which is not available, I'll try to interact with him or to his one of the best colleague or one of the best friend. So he or she can give me some information about him, which I can use against him. So that is called social engineering. Normally, even when a corporate discussion or an espionage happens, so the core employees of the corporate having a discussion on any restaurant or in a bar. So people sitting behind him, or even he is unaware of it, that someone is listening to his topics or someone is listening to his discussions. But ultimately, that is used against the him or the organization. So that is a method. Basically, social engineering is a method to gather the information. And again, it is a type of attack itself. Then there is DDoS. Okay, before we go to DDoS, have you heard about DOS? DOS attack?
Yes, sir. Denial of service attack.
Okay. Can you explain that and also explain the difference between the DOS and DDoS?
So yes, so denial of service attack, DOS, the attacker is just trying to attack the machine from one PC, you could say. But in distribution denial, he has like 10 or 20 PCs, even could be more than that, and he's using all those computers to attack the server or whatever you can say. So it's just that in denial of service is one with like overloading the traffic by just one machine, and I think so in distributed denial of service it's like overloading the traffic by a lot of machines.
Yeah, perfect. Yes, so as you explained, right? Yes, DOS and DDoS, the same thing. They are targeting a particular service or a server with by bombarding the multiple requests. So, okay, we'll see that how a network connection is established. In that, we'll understand in detail that how a DOS or DDoS impacts these services or the servers. So, while gathering the information, or because okay, let's say in this way that you are accessing your bank website, or like you're accessing your bank website, but you are not able to access it, or this when you are raising a request, when you are logging into the bank's portal, the moment you click submit, ideally it should land you into the main login page or the main window of the bank, but somehow it is not able to do it. So what happens in the backend is there might be a DOS or a DDoS attack which bombards the information, bombards the request type to that server. So a server will also need some time to respond to each and every query or each and every request. So your information or your request would be at the end of the stack of the request. So, because even how does the systems work is it is like first in, first out. The first request which has come as a request to the server, it will try to address that, give the information, and then move on to the second request. So this is the general working of that. But attackers use this mechanism as a to bombard the informations. In 1 second, they receive millions of requests. So with that, the system gets hanged, and they are not able to process each and every request. So in this, what happens? The genuine user, or the actual user who wants to address the have that information access, they are not able to access it, and that will ultimately impact the business of the organization, or for that service or the function or whatever it is. Then there is insider threat. This is one of the most common, yet what do you say, unnoticed type of threat attacks in the overall cybersecurity type of attacks. Because insider information, or the employee or the people or the resource working within the organization, and who has access to most critical information, that they can be more harmful to the organization than the outsider attacker, because they have access to each and every information, each and every key personal, where it is stored, what is it is used for, what is the frequency of the data, how it can be manipulated, who are the authorized person who are having access to it. So this is one of the most latest actions yet negligible in terms of the security part. Then there is APTs, Advanced Persistent Threat. As in long-term targeted cyber threats are conducted on sophisticated advisories aiming to infiltrate systems undetected. So this is as I said that let's say we are talking about Akram. So I've built a profile of Akram. I know his do's likes and dislikes, and he's working for an organization, or basically he is CEO of an organization. So with these information and with the information of the organization what I have, I'll plan. I'll try to build an attack in a planned manner, and which could be long term targeted type of cyber attack. So it is not that okay, I'll just do a one DOS attack and I'm done. No, if I'll do a one DOS attack, they'll try to mitigate themselves with the DOS. I'll simply switch to the second type of attack. I'll infiltrate some malicious codes or virus or worm. If that is done, I'll do some insider threat. So it is like a planned manner where I'm completely targeting that organization to bring it down. So that is your APTs, Advanced Persistent Threat.
Here, I wanted to ask the question to the class. Do you understand what is the meaning difference between confidentiality and integrity? Anyone wanted to try? Hello.
Integrity
to-
is
Hmm.
yeah, integrity is something to do with the quality of the data, and the confidentiality is the sensitivity of the information.
No, the thing is that whenever we call confidentiality, integrity, and availability, understand confidentiality. Whenever I pull the data, I was not able to access. Second, if I'm able to access, I will not able to understand those data. I'm just sharing my screen. Anu sir, can you stop the recording? Yeah, I can't.
Yeah. So this is the career roadmap of the overall cybersecurity. When you're done with the cybersecurity, what is that as a career you can pursue? You can be security analyst, you can be ethical hacker, you can be security engineer, incident responder, security consultant. You can be information security auditors or the IT auditors, which is ITIS auditors. You can be ITIS compliance officers. And the topmost is the CISO. CISO it's the function, the overall security function, which directly reports to the MD or the board of directors of the organization, which is Chief Information Security Officer. These are the career roadmap when it comes to the cybersecurity part. You want me to explain all these profiles, or you are aware of these profiles?
Yes, please explain them.
Okay. So security analysts are basically working into the SOC environment, that is security operation centers. They are responsible for maintaining the security of the organization from the technical execution and the operation standpoint. They are continuously monitoring the threats, the alerts, the triggers that are being generated, the vulnerability, they perform the VA scan, that is called vulnerability assessment, and penetration testing, VAPT. Then they perform the AppSec, application security scanning, where they where they try to go through each and every component or the aspect of the VAPT or the security threats that has been triggered, to figure it out that whatever trigger or the alert alarm that is being generated, is it a false positive or it is a false negative, as in it is actual in reality, is it a genuine alert or something just a spam alert kind of thing, so that they can act upon it, and then then understanding the severity of that alert, they rate that breach as in high, medium, and low, and then accordingly they act upon it to remediate it. And this is a continuous cycle that they go through it. That is the job of security analyst. Then there is ethical hacker. Ethical hacker is okay. First thing, there is no word called as ethical hacker. A hacker is always an hacker. The only thing, the intention behind that hacking. If he is doing that hacking, or if he is doing it for the better aspect of for the organization or the individual, he is termed as ethical hacker. If it is if he is doing it on for the negative impact of it, or not for the good, for a good cause, he is simply termed as a hacker, or a, a black hat, a black hat hacker, or a white or a gray hat hacker. So even his job is to attack or penetrate the network, or do a secure to figure out the security breaches within the organization, and then he can use it against it. That is the job of ethical hacker. Security engineer, it is one and the same thing with respect to security analyst. Security analyst is the person who's okay. So there is like L1, L2, and L3. Security engineers are security analysts are basically the L1 level guy who is involved in operational activity and maintaining the security posture of the organization. Security engineer they are the person who's responsible for designing the overall security system, or doing a gap analysis or a due diligence when it comes to onboarding a new system, or in line with the existing setup. That is the job of security engineer. Definitely, even while doing it, they'll consider all the aspects of the security threats, cyber threats, the attack part, the patching, the compliance related stuff, the regulatory requirement, and everything. Then security consultant, these are like, they are mainly into the consulting business, like your organizations like Deloitte, KPMG, PwC, EY, or Capgemini, Accenture. So these are the organizations who hire them as a security consultant, where they are again responsible for consulting the organization in terms of what needs to be done best to be at the topmost level when it comes to security breaches. So security analyst, security engineer, security consultant, these are somewhat one of the same thing, depending upon the job role or in the organization where they are working into. Incident responder. Incident responder is basically a person who is only responsible for ensuring to respond to each and every incident that is being triggered, or each and every alert that is being raised as a part of any mechanism or a configuration that is being run. So let's say there are cyber security or cyber threat incident that has happened in one of the financial organization, or in one of the largest bank in US. So incident responders job would be to do a forensic analysis of what went wrong, what was the trigger point, what was the breakage point for that incident to penetrate into the network, what is the impact that it has performed, how have we recovered, or are we still in the recovery phase, what are the key aspects of the function that has been impacted with that particular it's a security breach, and what is the future or what would be the precautionary measure that we can take in future to avoid such kind of breaches. That is the job of an incident responder, and again he should be aware of all the aspects of cybersecurity, that is information security, CIA, VAPT, AppSec, network security, everything. Now comes the main part as the information security auditor. So this is, though it is in the hierarchy, it is on the sixth list, but this is one of the easiest way to enter into the cybersecurity domain, and I won't say a challenging, but yeah, a bit difficult to understand. But yes, it is the easiest way. So information security auditor. So okay. So whatever we have seen so far as a career aspect, these were from the execution standpoint. Also, they were on the other side of the table. That they have certain job roles defined that you have to execute this, you have to run this, you have to investigate this, you have to analyze this, and then do your submit your understanding. But when it comes to the information security auditors, so these guys are responsible to do a compliance check or do a check on the overall security posture or a particular function or a particular system or a particular solution. That what is the ideal setup of that particular system. Let's say, for an example, FBI has released some checklist or some do's and don'ts when it comes to the data security or cyber security or information security. He has FBI has released some checklist for that. Now, who will ensure that, okay, whatever FBI has released or has asked us to follow as an organization, we are as an organization, we are ensuring that yes, we are compliant to that regulation. Who will ensure that? Because no matter while designing a policy or while designing a process, you will definitely consider that. But when it actually comes on the ground for the execution, there might be certain steps that you forget to ensure to which would be a non-compliant in the FBI checklist. So there comes the information security auditors or the compliance officers. They ensure that as a regulator, so they are not interested in the execution part, that what are you doing or how are you doing. They just want to ensure that as an organization, whatever I have agreed that I'll be following XYZ steps or I'll be following these 10 steps when it comes to the security. I'll follow the 10 steps, and those 10 apart from that 10 steps, I'll follow another 5 steps which is being released by NIST or SANS or OS top 25 or FBI or any other agencies or any other regulators, bank regulators, or by the government of the US. They have released some checklists. I'll ensure that I'll follow those 5 steps as well. So in total, as when it comes to security, I'll ensure that I'll follow these 15 steps. As an information security auditor, it is a job of the information security auditor to ensure that since I have agreed, I have given a declaration, I'll be, as an organization, I am following those 15 steps. If not, then there would be serious repercussions against it, and there would be non-compliance or non-conformity issued against that particular function or that particular organization, which if it not addressed at a proper time or at a stipulated time, that can also penalize the organization. You will have to pay some penalty or some fees to the respective regulators or the agencies as a part of what to say, as a penalty. So this is the job of information security audit. And as I spoke earlier, there is L1, L2, and L3. L1 is the IT guy, the technology, the technology team, who's ensured to give an assurance that whatever system, whatever IT setup you have, that would be running up and available 99.9% uptime. Second level is the information security team or the InfoSec team. They ensures that whatever the IT team does, that should be in consideration with the best practices of the security aspect. And technology team is a function called as CTO, Chief Technical Officer, or CIO, Chief Information Officer. And a second level of defense is called CISO, that is Chief Information Security Officer. So CTO and CISO both reports to the CIO or to the MD or to the MD of the organization. But then there comes the third line of defense, that is the information security auditor. They are independent. They are not reporting to anyone. They directly report to the board of directors. So they give so information security auditors give an assurance to the board of directors or the board members that whatever function or whatever system as an auditor we have assessed, though it may be on a sample basis, I give an assurance that it is running in good shape and fine. This is the job of the information security auditors. So again, to do or to understand the actual working of that system, you need to understand the working of the overall cybersecurity domain. Again, I'll take an example. Let's say we are talking about the firewall. So we are using Cisco firewall. So Cisco has released some checklist as in the best practices of configuration that should be deployed on those firewalls. And that best configuration would also be in line with the best practice of the organization and with these some regulatory bodies. As an information security auditor, I'll ensure that whatever, again, Cisco might have released 50 configuration steps. I won't be following 50 because for my business, those 50 won't be applicable, but only 40 would be applicable or 30 would be applicable. So I'll be only following those 30 aspects. But again, just to follow the 30 aspect, I'll have to declare somewhere that out of this 50 checklist, I'll be only following the 30 checklist of those best practices, and I'll take a sign off from the board members and the risk officer. As an auditor, I'll do a validation of those 30 checklists, and then I'll ensure that out of these 30 checklists, how many have passed, how many have failed. The one which have failed, I'll seek for a justification that out of these 30, why five are failing. So you have to, as an information security engineer or security analyst or incident respondent or a security consultant, you have to answer me as an information security auditor. You have to answer me that why those 5 controls are failing and what is the reason for it. And then basis your analysis, you'll give a report directly to the board of members, and then they'll take their action against it. And that report might also be submitted to the regulatory bodies. This is the job of the information security auditor. Similarly goes the compliance officers. Compliance officers are responsible. So compliance officers are basically acting as a bridge between the organization and the various checklists or the regulatory requirements, the do's and don'ts, the government norms and everything. So they are just acting as a bridge between the government bodies and the organization. CISO is the function who is responsible for overseeing the organization's overall security aspect. And that is not only restricted to the cyber security or to the digital form of it. It covers your information security, your human resource security, your physical asset security, data center, cloud security, everything. CISO is responsible for that. So far, so good. Everything is clear. Any questions on the roadmap?
AJ, can you explain what is the difference between purple team, blue team, red team that I've heard a lot, and then all the different hats, like a white hat guy and a black hat guy and gray hat guy?
So first, we would be covering that in the later part of this topic, as in what is ethical hacker, what is the difference between white hat, gray hat, and purple team, blue team. So purple team, blue team, it is just a demarcation of the within the organization of the team. So let's say you are building an application from the scratch. You have a requirement that a client has approached you, and you are building some application for the client. So it definitely goes into the various level of testing. That is it meeting as per the client's expectation or not? That is one part of the testing. Then comes the security aspect of it. That black hat would be like completely offensive. So it would be completely acting as in you have enabled all your security checks over that application or over that system, and then the black hat hacker or the red team will try to penetrate it with the best possible means they have, try to exploit that particular application so that they can figure out that where that system can go wrong. Then there is white hat hacker. White hat hacker black hat hacker is your offensive security approach. White hat hacker is a defensive security approach. So it is same like acting as a cop and a thief. So you might have heard that dialogue in most of the movies that to curb that thief or to capture that thief, you have to think like that thief. You might have heard this dialogue somewhere. So it is the same thing like so basically you need to understand the approach or the mechanism that a thief or an attacker is using to exploit that system. And that approach can be used in a positive manner to secure the system. So unless and until you don't know what is the mechanism of how a lock works, or how it secures, or how it can be breakable, you won't be able to rebuild an enhanced version of that particular lock. Am I clear? Was I able to answer your question?
Yeah. And the techniques being used by for the defense and the offense are going to be covered?
Yeah, even that would be going to be covered. We'll also show you the approach, the mechanism, how it's being attacked, and how can we secure ourselves as in cybersecurity. Because even if we learn the hacking, uh, we cannot use it in a offensive manner. We have to use it in a defensive manner. The best possible way to secure it.
Yes.
Anyone has any other question on the roadmap or any other aspect of it?
No, good.
Okay. So yeah, so this is this cyber threat, as you can see, what he is capable of doing, or impacting the organization. You can do man-in-the-middle attack, drive-by download, maladvertising, rogue software. So these are quite self-explanatory. Let me know if you want to discuss on any one of the topic. Okay, I'll move on to the next slide. This is again the roadmap. As a cybersecurity consultant, what all opportunities or what all career path you have. VAPD tester, cybersecurity architecture, cybersecurity engineer, IT auditors, incident analyst and responder, cybercrime analyst and investigator. Shall we move ahead?
Yes, there is one of them that does not have any role. The one on top of cybersecurity engineer.
Sorry, come again. I didn't get your question.
The one on the right-hand corner does not have any role on it.
Cybersecurity engineers speaking about?
After cybersecurity engineer, there's one on top of it.
This one. Yeah, so it is like what it indicates is it is in a what I can say, cybersecurity consultant, the VAPD. So it's like a bridge or a gap between you from on this profile. You can switch anywhere.
Okay.
So again, see so either you can be defensive, either you can be offensive, or you can be a regulator or a governance guy. But even to cover all these three aspects, you have to have an understanding of the cybersecurity setup or the consultant. Because unless and until you're not aware of the function, how it works, how it performs, you won't be able to switch your side to what area you want to go, be it into defensive, be into offensive, or as in governance. It is something like that. Because okay, so these aspects, cybersecurity consultant, VAPT, cybersecurity engineer, architect, these are core technical. These are completely technical, where you have to keep yourself every now and then into learning mode. You have to learn each and every aspect of the new threats that are coming into the market, the new solutions, the new technologies that are coming into the market. Whereas these area, IT auditor, incident analyst, responder, and cybersecurity crime investigator, these areas are like you need to understand the process or the approach. How does the cybersecurity function or works? So let's say if you talk about the incident responder analyst or cybercrime investigator. So here you will be doing an investigation. The approach or the steps for the investigation would differ. sorry, would remain the same. The only thing would would change is the platform on which you are doing this investigation. So this area is less technical, whereas this area is completely a technical part of it. Because the moment you switch your job or the moment you change your job, some organizations, let's say for an example, about firewall. So we have Cisco firewall in the market. We have Checkpoint firewall. We have Palo Alto. We have FortiGate. If you talk about the proxy, we have McAfee proxy, which is now taken by Trellix. We have Blue Code proxy. We have Zscaler proxy and whatnot. Other proxies are available. Every organization would be using different vendors. They won't be using the same vendors on which you learn. Even if you talk about the cloud, we have three big players in the market for cloud. We have Azure, that is from Microsoft. We have AWS, that is from Amazon. We have GCP, that is from Google. These three are big players. But from the learning perspective, you might have taken training on Azure, or you might have training on AWS. But when you change your organization or you look for a job, you might have taken training on Azure, but when you switch your job, you figure out that there is Google Cloud or GCP. You might have you might have taken training on AWS. You see that the organization is using Azure. So, but again, the basic funda or the basic working of the cloud infrastructure remains same. That won't change. Only thing changes is the platform. Similarly, on this aspect, this side of the slide, this is like the basic would remain same. What would be your steps? What would be your process? What would be your approach when it comes to investigation, when it comes to IT auditing, when it comes to the analyst parts. But this area, it is technical because here you have n number of vendors available in the market. You have n number of solutions available in the market. You have a number of cybersecurity experts available into market. So if you are acting as a cybersecurity engineer, so then you have to be aware of those vendors, those working technologies, and those areas. Am I good? Was I able to answer your questions? Any further questions?
Sir,
Yeah.
among these all roles, responsibilities of which role is going to means you will be covering mainly in this course?
So, okay, so we will be covering the responsibilities of each and every role. And as I mentioned, that there is a very thin line difference between each and every role. See, it is again, okay, also within the information security. Okay, you might be titled as a cybersecurity analyst when you go for a job. You might be titled as a cybersecurity analyst, but the team in which you will be working, that would be termed as information security itself, or something of infosec team or IT infosec, something like that. The team name would be. But when it comes to the job role, so either you would be responsible for ensuring the VAPT compliance, VAPT AppSec compliance. Either you would be handling the proxy part of it. Either you would be handling the firewall part of it. Either you would be handling the incident respondent. Either you would be handling the governance and compliance or the documentation. But again, you need to have an understanding of the overall aspect. So when you go for a job, you will be only handling only one role, or you might be also be part of the SOC team, so security operations team, where you would be doing all this exercise. That you will be doing an analysis on the threats or the attacks that have come across. Basis that you will give your report, your understanding, and everything. So it is not like that. If you are onboarded as a cybersecurity architect. So even in the architect as in giving a solution or designing a solution, architecture of the organization. So you have to have an understanding of each and every component, where to place, what is the functionality of it. Engineer is something also like that. You will be responsible for understanding the operational exercise for it. VAPT is completely technical, where you would be doing a periodic scan on the components or the servers, networks, web browsers, application security, and try to figure out what are the vulnerabilities into it, which can be exploited. Then you'll rate them as per the severity and the impact. So we'll be covering all the aspects in the upcoming sessions.
AJ, what is the VACT full form?
That is
Right.
vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. You see this area, this one.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. So, what is the difference between VAPT if I say? So, vulnerability assessment is internal to the organization. As an organization, and since you are part of the InfoSec team or cybersecurity team, you, as a precautionary measure, you will scan the system, you will scan the components from internally to the organization and try to figure out that what are the open gaps or open areas, open vulnerabilities that needs to be fixed. When it comes, and that is a defensive scan that you will be performing. When it comes to the penetration testing is outside the network, outside the organization, that is directly coming from the internet. So you yourself have hired a consultant that and you have asked that consultant, you try to penetrate my network with all the best possible ways, and I'll be trying to secure the network with whatever solutions we have. So it is actually, in reality, it is a simulation where you will try to enact as in you have been targeted by an attacker. But in reality, that is the consultant that you have hired to do that attack. So that is the penetration testing.
Thank you.
Okay. So anyways, you will be covering all this in the later part of the session. In this, you have anything to add on to it?
No, sir.
Okay. So are we good?
So,
Any further questions?
Yes, I have a question. The tools when you're talking, I mean, the scanning and everything, there will be different tools.
I'm sorry, who's this? I'm not able to hear you. Can you be a bit louder?
So, like you gave example of cloud, like we have Amazon, we have Azure, and we have GPS. Like likewise, can you give the example for the cybersecurity? Like are we gonna have different tools? Let's say we are doing a scanning job, we have different tools for that.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
as we progress in the class, this all things will be, whatever the question you ask is all be going to be covered.
Okay.
What tool we are going to use, how this, what Anusar told, showed. So everything is going to covered. What is VA, what is thread, what is the definition of how it's work. Everything is going to be covered.
Okay. Yeah. No problem.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. I'm just trying to, compare with that example and trying to understand the cybersecurity.
So as Andresh has said, yes, we'll be covering that. But from the tool perspective, there are tools like Nessus, College Guard. These tools are available in the market from the scanning perspective. Nmap is there, Port Scanner is there. Yeah. Now this is developing a cyber plan. Uh, uh, shall we wrap it up here, or you want to continue?
It's up to you. I'm good.
Hello.
Yeah, it's up to you.
Continue. Or, I mean, I have no issues.
Do we have class tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll be having class tomorrow as well. So anyway, so tomorrow tomorrow we'll be covering the cyber plan, how to cover, and the network security aspect. So again, this is too technical. I hope you might have had a great session today, so that you can do a revision. Anyways, we'll be sharing this recording, so you can go through it.
Will you share this PPT, AJ?
I'll be sharing this recording. So,
But can you just share the PPT, because we have to spend the entire 2 hours again.
okay. Yeah, you can check with the HR. I'll share this with the HR. You can take it from now.
Yeah, because we don't want to go through the entire recording again, right? So, and also we need a reference point.
Okay. Sure.
And